Welcome back to part 2 of Adobe Illustrator CC 2021 Class Run Book Chapter 6, where we're using the basic drawing tools. In our last tutorials, we went ahead and did the camp one. Now we're going to go ahead and play with the fire creating logo with the pencil tool. So let's go ahead and go back into our Illustrator. So the pencil tool allows you to draw free-form open paths that contain curves, straight lines, similar drawing on paper. It does take a little bit of finesse. So let's go ahead to our artboards and let's jump down to, let's go to the next one. Let's go ahead and do this one. We're going to draw the fire. We're going to draw the log. So we're going to grab our pencil tool from the paintbrush group. So here's our paintbrush. Below it, we will find our pencil. So with our pencil, we're going to double click it so we can change things a little bit first. We want to go ahead and grab that fidelity slider all the way up to smooth. We want to make sure that we have keep selected is checked. We want to make sure that our close paths where ends are within is at the default setting, and we're going to go ahead and say OK. Let's go ahead now and we're going to take our pointer, and as soon as it turns to an asterisk, it tells us we're starting a new path. Make sure that our fill color is set to none, that our stroke is that dark gray, it still is, and our stroke weight, let's take it to about 3 points. All right, so we're going to start at this red dot in the template, and we're going to trace this as best we can. Don't worry, we will be able to straighten and fix some of those lines later if you don't like them. So let's go ahead and try and trace up and around, and it will look a little jagged until you have actually closed the path. So I'm missing it a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that here a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my pencil and undo, and I'm just going to redraw this section, and it's going to go ahead and bring that back out for me. So just make sure you start on the path and you end on the path in order to get those to redraw. Okay, that's not terrible, all things considered, except I think I have 2 paths in here. Let's go ahead and get rid of one of these paths. Let's go ahead and grab that one. Now let's grab a selection and a delete. There we go. All right, so somehow I ended up with 2 paths. Exit. All right, so let's go ahead and Control plus and zoom in just a little bit, see if I can correct that one even a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to grab here, start on this path, go over, and now I have 2 paths again. All right, I'm calling it good. All right, so let's go ahead, and that's our flame. So the next thing we're going to do is work on changing this. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of fill to it. So let's change the fill into kind of a red color. Totally up to you what color red you're going to choose. That's kind of a pretty red. I like that one. Or you can choose this one down here. Totally up to you. Have at it. Control S and save. All right, let's go ahead and scroll down a little bit, and we're going to work on drawing the log. So now we want to start at the red dot, and we're going to trace up to the B, and then we're going to let go. We're going to move that pointer away, and then we will do the rest of it. So I'm going to start here, B, going to red, come up and around, oh, undo. I need to make sure I'm on my pencil tool. So I'm going to come here, come up, come here, and let go. Wow, that's awful. Let's try one more time. Undo. All right, and we're going to move our pointer away. So now the next part we're going to do is going drawing straight. In order to do that, we hold Option on a Mac or Alt Windows, and we're going to draw all the way to the orange, but we're not going to release the mouse button. So I'm going to go ahead and start my path. It's going to give me the little slash that says we're going to keep going. I'm going to hold Option or Alt and drag straight across to my orange. I'm going to let go of Alt, but I'm not going to let go of the mouse. All right, now I want to go ahead and continue drawing all the way down to my purple. And once again, I'm going to hold my Alt or Option and come straight across and finish that path. I'm I'm going to let go of the mouse. I'm going to go ahead and let go of Alt, and I have created my amazing, wonderful log. So now we're going to go ahead and fill that shape. So let's go ahead and fill it with some type of brown. Let's go ahead and grab the selection tool, and let's go ahead and bring it up to the fire. So I kind of want my fire to be in front of it eventually. So I need to do my arrange, send backward. So now I've got my fire in front. So let's go ahead now. And what are we doing? All right, we're going to drag across both to select them. We're going to do a Control C to copy. We're going to come over to the next artboard. Go here at the bottom. I'm going to do a Control V to paste. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. It's a little bit small, so I can go ahead and change that a little bit. Let's go ahead and make it just a little bit bigger. Okay. So I like that better. And let's go ahead and do let's bring this one to front, arrange, bring to front. All right, so that's going to be in front of our camp just a little bit. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is make the little flame part in front of or inside of the, let's go, this part. We're going to make the teardrop part inside of our flame. So we're going to go ahead and grab our direct selection tool. And let's go ahead and direct select on our yellow dot. Let's do some control pluses and zoom in so we can see what we're doing. We're going to go ahead and grab that scissors tool, which should be with your eraser. So depending on what you have hidden where, it's not there. Oh, I did put the other ones on top of it in the last one. All right, so I want my eraser tool. So I've got my eraser tool, and now I want to go ahead and find my scissors, which is right underneath. And we're going to go ahead and cut this. So as soon as it says anchor, we're going to go ahead and click there, and we're going to expand that shape. That's what it's supposed to do. Let's grab that direct selection tool, and once again, we're going to pull open, just kind of like we did on the dinosaur. But you're going to say that's kind of ugly. It's kind of pointed and not working the way we want to. Don't worry, we're going to fix it. So we're going to go ahead and drag with our direction section up across both these top points. Now we're going to go in our properties panel. About halfway down, we're going to do convert selected anchor points. So we want to go ahead and change this to a corner. So we're going to go ahead and make them straight. And now we're going to go ahead to our edit toolbar. So come down here, or to our ellipse, edit the toolbar. We want to go ahead and add the join tool. So let's go ahead and scroll through till we find join. Here's join. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add my join tool and put it on top of my pencil. So I'm going to click and hold and bring it over to my pencil. So now I have that join tool. With the join tool now selected, we can, let's do escape to hide that bar. Now let's go ahead and go across both parts of this to make sure that we close that tip. And so when we drag it, it's also called scrubbing. You're expanding and trimming those. So let's go ahead and do our view and fit artboard and window. And let's go ahead and grab with our selection tool our flame and bring it here. You can't see it right now. Let's do an arrange, bring to front. So it works a little bit better. Go ahead and put that in there. A little bit better down there. Very nice. And I'm pretty happy with it. So let's go ahead and click out and do a Control S and save. Control minus, zoom out. Let's go ahead and get rid of all this extra over here. So let's edit our artboard. Edit this one to just do our delete and grab our selection. And let's delete some of this stuff off here. Now, if it won't let us delete it, let's check our layers and make sure we unlock it. And let's get rid of all that stuff so you don't have all the extras. All right, you can go ahead and lock those templates again. And let's go back into properties. We're going to do one more thing with this outdoor adventure. So let's make sure we click on our outdoor adventure. Let's do view, fit artboard and window. All right, we're going to go ahead and work with these pink elements here and turn them into these arrowheads we've got here. So let's go ahead and with our selection tool, let's go ahead and click on the curved path to the left and then shift click and grab the one on the right so we can change them both at the same time. Let's go ahead and click on the word stroke, and stroke's going to give us some options. We want our stroke weight to be 3, so a little bit fatter. And we want to choose some arrowheads. So from down here, arrowhead, I'm going to go ahead and choose arrow number 5. And it's going to add an arrow to one end. And now I want to scale it because it's a little bit too big. So I'm going to go ahead and take it down. Let's take it to about 75 or so. I'm going to hit tab. And now I want to go ahead and add a end arrowhead. So my end is going to be arrow 17. And it's a little bit big too. So let's go ahead and scale it to about 70% as well. So I like that. You can change them to be whatever arrowheads you like. They're both selected, so let's go ahead and change my color to white. So I'm going to hit escape to close that panel. I'm going to hit my stroke, make it white. And I am happy with how that looks. So let's go ahead and do a view and fit all in window. So today you've made 3 different logos. You've got your one you created with the curvature tool, and you played with some lines. We played with the pencil. We learned how to play with a little bit of the arrowheads. So I hope you learned a few things. Let's go ahead and do a file package. And I'll go ahead and save it. I'm going to make sure I save it in the right place. So I'm in lesson number 6. So I'm going to go to my desktop or my flash drive, wherever I've got it saved. And I'm going to go ahead, find my Adobe Illustrator. I'm going to go to my lessons. Lesson number 6 is the folder I want to put it in. Always make sure you're paying attention to where you're putting stuff. I'm going to change that word folder to PKG, so it's my packaged one. And package, yes, go ahead and show it to me. Let's go ahead and go back one. So we're in the lesson 6 folder, do a right click and send to compressed folder. And there we go, you're ready to finish chapter 6. Hope you learned a thing or two.